Hello again. Just another quick pedalboard video. This time really going to go over the programming of the Joyo. It can initially seem quite complicated, but it really isn't at all. I'm relatively simple, and yeah, I managed to get to grips with it quite quickly. 15 minutes to half an hour really, just toying around with it, and yeah, you've got it really. Also a little bit of a pedalboard update. I've got a bit of a different setup here. I did have the HBE power drive, but just didn't get on with it, so I've now got a JHS modded soul food, which is a kind of a Klon-esque, well, it's in the Klon-esque setting at the moment. And a Black Eye Earthquaker Devices Black Eye clean boost, which I use that to punch the Tornado a bit further into its higher gain stages. And also this custom pedal from a company called LongAmp. They hand make them to order in Poland. Really not very expensive. It's called the blare BB. It's basically a copy of a exotic BB preamp. Yeah, hence blare. So that's a quick soundbite of those, I suppose. Really. Here's the blare. Bass and treble are both at about sort of 2 o'clock. Oh yeah, and I'm using the 1989 Gordon Smith GS2. Just a really simple plank of mahogany, coil tapped, etc., all standard really, other than the bridge, which I swapped out because it's got a wraparound tailpiece, so I swapped it out for a wraparound tailpiece with tunematic adjustment to get the intonation. Soul food sounds like this. So you got the bass blare and then the soul food, and then the Tornado, as great as it always is, and then with the Black Eye. That probably won't come across on the iPhone. Anyway, I'll go up to an empty bank, or I'll go down to an empty bank actually. 8. Oh, I already have been mucking about that, so go to 7, because I've done nothing on 7. You can hear it's got a bit of background noise, because when you go into an empty bank, everything is on, as you can tell by all the many different lights. So to program, hold down mute. EH is edit high, which is the higher loop 2, which in my case goes through the effects loop, because you have that option. I've explained this in my previous video. If you haven't seen that, maybe go and watch that first. So yeah, these two loops run slightly separately. So you turn off the loops you're not using. When you do that, it will then only leave loop 1 activated, or all the loops on. In that case, it will leave on all my distortion pedals. So that will be quite noisy. So what I'm going to do is turn off, as you'll see, you got 4 loops in each. Yeah, 4 loops within each loop. So loop 2, turn off that one, turn off that one. This is now going to get noisy. Oh no, hang on. Turn off that one. Now it will get noisy. So then I'll quickly jump down to the next bank. So that's edit low, which is these pedals and the modulator, in fact. Then you go again to edit triggers, which in my case, trigger 1 triggers the amp channel switch, so I'll turn that off. Instantly quieter. You can get away without that noise by editing the low loop before you edit the high loop, so you get rid of that squeal. Go up again, you've got EB, which is edit the trigger. You can edit the triggers in bypass mode, i.e. in my case, the only trigger I've got working is the amp channel switch, so I can choose whether in bypass mode the amp is in distorted or clean mode. And then you've got the gain, and you've got EN, which is whether your triggers are momentary or latch. Mine is latch, so it works in this setting. And EP is edit polarity, whether the light is on when it's switched or off when switched. Won't go too much into those because I don't need to adjust those at all. So what we'll do is we'll just quickly, so we'll go for cleanish sound with just a bit of the Strymon. My Strymon is in loop 3 of the higher loop. So edit high is loop 2, as in the second of the 4 loops. And that light has come on. So that loop is the Strymon. Then we'll go down. It's bizarre because it's actually up. You can bank up, goes to the lower of the 4 loops. We'll chuck in a bit of soul food. And we'll put in a bit of modulation, which is in my loop 4. So you use your 4th switch. There. And I'll just change that to... There. So anyway, that's on that. And we'll leave it as that. So we'll go up again, edit triggers. We don't want the amp in distorted mode, so I'll leave the triggers off. But what I do want, just to show what it can do, is I'll have it, so in bypass mode it goes to distortion. So that's that patch set. So we'll save that by holding down mute again. So 7A is now that. And then if I click on A again, 7A again, it'll go to bypass mode, which will be the amp distortion. So yeah, that's how you program. So within like quite an easy, so we'll go to B, another empty channel, edit, but as I said, we'll go to the edit low first and turn off all the distortions, so it's not that crazy squeal when everything's off. So there you go, all the loops is deactivated. There's a bit of a hiss because the trigger is still activated, so you go to ET, turn off that. But what we shall actually do is, I've turned them off, but I'll put that on because we'll show exactly that you can sort of how you can actually go from sort of one sound to another in quite an easy succession. But actually we won't, yeah, so we'll use the amp distortion. Go back down. We'll use the amp distortion with not with the modulator actually, because we've got it on the other one. So we'll use the amp distortion with not the L cap to stand as well. But then we'll have that going into a quiet bypass mode. So right, so B, right, so 7A is the So you can go from hang on. You can go from 7A bypass, which is distorted, just the amp distorted, to 7A, which turns, this is the beauty of it, it then switches the amp channel to clean, but obviously you're activating the soul food, you're also activating the modulator, you're also activating the Strymon. And then you can go to B, which will then go to amp distortion and just Strymon. By bypassing that one, just the amp clean channel, which now sounds very quiet and very dull after having those multiple effects through. But yeah, that's it basically, as in programming. So then if I was to go to my actual banks, I have in 1A, I have just the amp, the Bears Blare. 1B, just the soul food. I guess this is just clean. So just the modulator with an amp distortion. For my as per usual, the Stone Temple Pilots-y kind of sound. But yeah, that's kind of it. Bank 2 is more my sort of delay kind of stuff. Same sort of thing but with amp distortion. This one is my mega ambient delay. So you get the idea. I'm going to stop recording because it's getting quite long and it probably won't even upload. So yeah, any questions or any ideas for improving the setup, etc. I'm open to ideas. I'm also open to any suggestions or any requests for anything you want to hear. Yeah, just give us a shout. Cheers. Bye bye.